So today I'm going to be taking some cuttings of one of my favourite evergreen shrubs, Viburnum Tinus. So as I said, this is one of my favourite evergreen shrubs, and I really like it because it's one of the few shrubs in the garden that flowers consistently from about this time of year all the way through until springtime, so sort of March, April time. And they have these lovely clusters of well, they start off with kind of like a reddish colour flower bud, and then they kind of expand into these nice little florets of white flowers. So I've got a few of these around the garden. This one I've had in this pot for a very long time. So yeah, I'm going to take a few cuttings. Now it's sort of mid-October, so mid-autumn. So realistically, it's probably a bit too late in the season to be doing softwood cuttings, so I'm going to be looking for some relatively hard wood. So obviously that is some very hard wood here, and what I'm doing is feeling the other stems to see what's got some tension. Now this new shoot here is very bendy, that's going to be too soft. So realistically, probably a bit further down here is pretty hard wood actually, so I think I'll be taking a cutting there. So I've got some clean snippers, and I'm just going to take out a few likely stems. So I'm going to cut that here. And just have a little feel around for some other firm stems. And that one there is probably going to be a good candidate. It's a good excuse to give the shrub a bit of a tidy up as well, really. That's quite soft. Yeah, and this little side shoot here is looking quite likely as well, so let's take this one out there. I've also got some other plants around the garden that I'll have a look at and see if there's any suitable stems to cut from. So I've also got this viburnum down here, slightly more reddish colour to it, and the foliage is slightly different. So I know it's a different type of viburnum. Not sure I left a label in there anywhere, so I don't honestly know which one it is, but I might just take one of these stems out, probably one from the back there. Yeah, so probably this one here, I think. There should be enough for a couple of cuttings there. So those of you that have watched my previous videos will know that I like to use a seed and cutting compost for my cuttings, which I have got here. Normally I'd add a 50-50 ratio of perlite to that, but I'm out of perlite, so I'm sure the seed and cutting compost is fine. Got a little stick here for dibbling holes, and I'll be using Clonex rooting gel as usual to root my cutting. So first of all, I'm just going to daub out a little drop of this. Don't need that much, to be fair, because I'm going to do that many cuttings. Gloopy stuff, that. And yeah, I'm just going to grab one of these stems. So, as with most of the cuttings that I take, they're going to be nodal cuttings. As I said, it's quite hard wood this, so should be okay for this time of year. So I'm just going to cut below that leaf node there. I'm going to strip away those lower leaves and then cut above the next leaf joint or node, which is there. Let's put that to one side, and that leaves me with this. Now you'll see there's a flower bud on there, so you want to take that out because we don't want that. We don't want the cutting putting energy into the flower rather than creating new roots. So that's coming off, and that's leaving me with that. Now there's quite a lot of leaf area there, so I'm going to cut off probably that one. I think I'll leave it at that. So you don't want too many leaves on there, because otherwise the cutting will lose moisture, and that's one thing that will cause them to fail. So anyway, I'm just going to put that leaf joint or node where I cut in the rooting gel like that, dib a little hole in the side of this pot here, and then pop that in the edge all the way down, just so the leaves are on the edge there, and then just compress it around the edge of the cutting. And then we've got this kind of tangled mess of different leaves and flower buds, so I'm going to just tidy this one up and probably make another cutting out of this. So just peel those bottom ones off. Do you know what? That's a bit too busy. I think I might just forget about that one. But here we've got a nice long stem. So I think if I cut below this leaf node here, peel those bottom ones off, and then cut there. That leaves me with this quite large leaves here. So in this scenario I'm going to fold the leaves in half like that and cut them in half, so they're like that. Again, this is all to reduce how much moisture the cutting loses. So I'm going to dip that in the rooting gel, dip a little hole in here, squish that one in there as well, making sure there's good contact with the rooting compost. And then there's probably another good cutting here, so I'm going to trim that off there, pull those off, and then take this out, take the tip out, removing these fresh looking leaves. I think I might just take the tips off of these leaves, so just cut there, into the rooting gel, and then into the pot there. And I've probably said this before, but the reason why we put them at the edge of the pot is because the compost doesn't dry out as quick, and also it's apparently slightly warmer at the edge of the pot, and warmth does help encourage root growth. Oh dear, my snippers just exploded on me. So yeah, I'm just going to cut that off there, cut above this one, and take the tips off the leaves, dip in the rooting gel. I think I'll just squish this one in the edge there. And that is one pot with some Viburnum Tinus cuttings in. And I'll move on to this slightly, I think it's a different variety, but it does look very similar, so it might even be the same, I don't know. But got this stem from the other plant. So I'm going to cut below that leaf node, and then I think I'll cut just above that leaf node. That's going to leave me with quite a short cutting, but that will then mean that I've got another cutting here. It's kind of soft, so I'm not entirely sure whether this one will work out or not. In fact, to be quite honest with you, that's a bit bendy, that one. So I'll tidy up this. So I'm just going to clip those off, clip that off, clip that off, clip that off, and I think I'll leave that as it is. Just coat that in the gel, squidge that into the pot there. What I might do now is just go and take another stem off that other plant. So I found another relatively hardwood stem there, so I'm going to cut that off, peel those leaves back, and I think I might cut there and then trim these leaves down. It leaves me with these funny looking leaves there, but I might just take a bit off that leaf. Give it a little bit of gel. I might dib a hole for this one. Right, there we are. All I need to do now is to go and put them in my little propagation tote. So here's my little clear plastic propagation tote. So basically I put them in here with the clear lid on, and that holds the humidity in. Just a word of warning, just make sure that you keep the box out of direct sunlight, which is why I'm putting it under here, so we'll get some light from the sides but not direct from above, otherwise the cuttings will boil. But yeah, hopefully these will root. If they do, obviously I'll give you an update probably in springtime. But yeah, so basically I did water the cutting, well, the soil before I stuck the cuttings, and with this tote and the clear lid should hold the moisture in, so I shouldn't really need to come back and water these, but I'll probably check on them every 2 to 3 weeks. But anyway, I hope you found that useful, and I'll see you again in the next video.